Today on Addicted to Gear, I have a very special unboxing video. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm Tony. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Addicted to Gear. I know how much you guys love unboxing videos, and today I have 3 boxes that just arrived from FedEx. And within these boxes is a very cool project that I'm about to attempt for the very first time. It is an amp build kit from StewMac. I'm going to be attempting to build my very own Princeton Reverb from a kit, and I'm a little bit nervous. I don't know what to expect, but we need to start the project, and the very first thing we need to do is verify that everything that we received thus far has arrived in one piece. So we have 3 boxes, and we're gonna go ahead and open up each one of these boxes and have a look inside. Now I'm gonna start with box number 1 of 3. It's perhaps the heaviest of the bunch, so I'm assuming this is probably where the speaker is located. I'm going to open it up very carefully using my scissors here. The most important aspect of all of this is just to make sure that everything has arrived in one piece, nothing's missing, nothing's damaged, and best of all, we can make sure that we know what we're looking at here, because I have no clue exactly how many parts are in this kit. We have quite a few things in here. This seems to be the chassis. The reason why I think it's the chassis is because I hear like a little metallic clank sound. It's been nicely wrapped in this brown paper. Wow, okay. So let's have a look. Oh, I don't want to lose anything, and I think I just dropped the face plates. This popped out. I think this is the face plates. So what you get in here is a chassis, which will ultimately hold all of the components, all of the tubes. In here we have a bag full of wire. Very cool. We have the plug that will go and power the unit once we plug it into the wall. We also have the turret boards. Well, I'm a little bit hesitant to take everything out because I don't know how I'm going to put this neatly back in place, but I want to show you what we have here. So here we have the little bolts that will hold the chassis within the actual box. We have the turret boards here with the eyelets. We also have, I'm assuming this is a big capacitor, I think. I don't know all the technical terms, guys, because I'm not an electronics whiz or anything like that. I'm gonna learn a lot along the way. And here we have the reverb tank, the actual reverb tank, and I think it's a 2-spring reverb. Okay, so that's been all really nicely packed inside the chassis. I'm going to attempt to put everything back the way it was because I don't want to damage anything. They do a really nice job of packing from what I can see so far. So kudos to whoever's doing the packing over at StewMac. Here I believe we have the face plates. Oop. You didn't see that. This is why you got to be extra careful and not get carried away with all this stuff. But it's like Christmas. I can't help myself, guys. So this, I'm playing the guessing game right now, but I'm pretty sure this is the face plate. So as you can see, we have the front face plate and minus the Fender Princeton logo here because it's actually not made by Fender, so they can't really say it's a Fender. The back plate is there. I might just eventually, you know, make my own custom name instead of just leaving the left-hand side blank. But we'll get to that later on in the project. First, I have to actually build the thing and make sure it works. Say a little prayer for me, guys. This feels like a manual. So let me open this up. And it is a manual. This is very cool. They even wrap the manual. That's attention to detail. So here we have, they actually have the instructions online that you can print, but I'm really happy that they have it in a nice little booklet form so that you can actually work with it, and everything's in color. Very nice. Big fonts, nice clear pictures. I like it. 65P reverb, 15 watts combo amp kit, original AA1164 circuit. Can't wait. Next in here, I'm gonna need the scissors once again. You know, you take for granted just how much goes into building one of these things. Now you know why the original Fender Princeton Reverb hand-wired versions are almost $4,000 here in Canada. There's a lot of stuff that goes into them. A lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of man hours. All right, so what's in this little box here? Okay, well, this is a very important box, guys. The reason why it's important, we have all of the things that are gonna make this amp actually come alive. We have a set of tubes, and I'll actually open this up to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tubes. We have the GZ34, one GZ34, and this is a JJ tube. We have 2 6V6 tubes, also from JJ, 3 12AX7 tubes from Electro Harmonics, as well as 1 ECC81 tube from JJ. So good quality tubes here, guys. We're not like, you know, working with cheap stuff, and I think they're gonna make the amp sound really good once we're done, I hope. Unless I kill it first, which remains to be seen. Okay, next we have the foot switch. So all the Princeton Reverbs come with a foot switch, which will allow you to engage the vibrato or the reverb. So this is a nice looking foot switch. We also have the additional cables that we will need to hook up the spring reverb to the chassis. And in this, what do we have here? This feels like something heavy. More bags. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. I hope everything's well labeled in the instructions, because I'm not gonna know where everything goes. Okay, this I believe is a, I think it's a, what they call a power choke or a transformer. Small transformer. So it's a Mojo 776 CT8935 transformer. And then it looks like there's another one, which is probably a bigger version. I think there are 2 typical transformers. I think that's what they're called. You guys can correct me. Yeah, here's another one. And this is the Mojo 772 HTS 5108E. All right, so we will take a look and see where all of that goes. Then we have something in here that's even heavier. What can this be? Okay, this is a lot of iron. Again, everything's labeled Mojo Tone, so I believe this is probably the kit that they're using here is rebranded Mojo Tone kit here, but it says Mojo 760EX. Very heavy component of the build. I'm a little bit concerned because they did put all of this really heavy stuff in a box with the tubes, and the tubes are made of glass. So if this thing shifted for whatever reason, I'm hoping the tubes didn't crack. It might be better to put that in somewhere, you know, someplace, a box where things are not as heavy. And this is the cover for the reverb tank to keep the dust and spiders off of it, obviously. So you need that. I'm gonna check the tubes because I'm a little bit concerned here. Why would they put it in a box with heavy stuff? Let me just look at that very quickly. I'm not gonna look at all the tubes, but I'm just gonna pull one out just to see. I don't hear any, you know, glass clanging or anything like that, so that's a good sign. Okay, here we have the tube. Nice to see that all the tubes are also individually wrapped. There we go. Very nice looking tube. All in one piece. Okay, I feel a little bit better. I'm not gonna open up all the other tubes. I have no clue how long this build is gonna take me, guys. And to be honest, after looking at all the parts and components, seems like there's a lot of stuff in here. This is a nice box containing all of the components here that will make up the circuit. Capacitors and transistors. Everything that I think we're gonna need to populate the turret board is in here, as well as all the screws. A lot of stuff. Okay. Another box with more parts and components. Here we have, I can see that there's tube protector covers, we have the tube sockets, we have the knobs, all of the knobs are in there, all the input jacks, the physical knobs, we even have the lights, you know, the remaining components that we're gonna need for the build in this box. And I think the only other thing in here, and it's a heavy one, could this be the speaker? I think it is. And the speaker is quite light. I'm actually surprised. Yeah, it says Jensen loudspeaker right here. Jensen loudspeaker C10Q. It says Jensen special design, made especially for electronic musical instrument reproduction, made in Italy. Looks good. No rips, no damages. A very nice speaker that's gonna go in that cabinet. All right. Let's get box number 2 opened up. I'm pretty sure just by the proportions of this box, this is the actual combo enclosure. This is the box that actually worries me a little bit because it was kicked around a little bit here. Thank you, FedEx, for drop kicking the box. Seems to be a little bit crushed here. Hopefully things are packed well and we won't have any surprises when we open it up. So let me just quickly put that concern to rest by opening it up. And of course, if you're using something to pry open your boxes, please make sure to protect your fingers because it's pretty hard to play the guitar with only 3 fingers unless you're Django Reinhardt. I'm feeling confident, guys, because I see a lot of foam. So let me just show you. There's a lot of foam in here, all right? So that leads me to believe that hopefully this all arrived in one piece. Pull out. I'm very happy with the way this has been packed. They spared no expense in terms of packaging material and foam, guys. If you're ordering a StewMac kit like I am, and it's got a long ways to go, as you can see, they packaged it really nicely. Alrighty, looks good. So at first glance, nice solid enclosure. It's pretty light, so I'm hoping this is pine, because if it was not, I think it would be a lot heavier. Very nice. The Tolex is applied very nicely. There's no bad quality seams. Everything is really nicely put together here. I like the front. This is where the chassis will sit. And you can take a look at the back here. It's all painted, so it's hard to tell. I think the front of it is plywood. Definitely plywood. And I believe the sides are pine. Which is great news, guys, because pine really resonates with the speaker. I've actually ordered custom built cabinets when I did a modification way back when. You could see this in my previous video when I modified my Blues Junior, and I put it in a bigger enclosure, and I had a custom built pine cabinet, and it sounded so much better than the original MDF type cabinets that ship with the original unit. Top scores, can't complain. Look at it. I got a lot of reading to do, guys. The manual itself is about how many pages? I'm gonna say 50 pages. So I'm probably gonna read through this thing completely once, jot down any questions or notes or anything that's not clear or I have questions on, so that I could reflect on that before starting the project. And one of the things that I really like about StewMac is that they will help you out. If you're stuck, you can definitely contact them, and their tech team should be able to answer your questions. God knows how many times I'm going to have to call them. They're probably going to get sick of me by the time I'm finished this build. But I'm really excited to get this build started, guys. And I really don't know how long it's going to take. You know, the level of complexity that I'm going to be dealing with, but I'm going to try my best to do a great job, because I really honestly would love to have a great sounding Princeton Reverb, and I think this is a great place to start, especially if you want a hand wired version at less than half the cost of the Fender version. Box number 3 contains some goodies that I ordered from StewMac, and these are items that I've been wanting to buy for quite a while, and I will be showcasing these items in my upcoming videos, but these are not part of the amp build. So I'll keep these for another day so that we don't necessarily make this video too long for nothing, and I can give all of my attention to all of the different products that I've ordered here. There's some really great items that I want to show you that will be coming up in some videos, all right? So if you're a geek like me and you enjoy building your own stuff, tinkering with guitars and amps and pedals and whatnot, then Addicted to Gear is the channel that you'll want to be subscribed to, because if you're not subscribed, you'll be missing out, and there's a whole bunch of stuff coming your way.